Hello, Education2301. Here is your week 7 explanation. We're going to be switching over to the topic of gender and sexual orientation. So here is your checklist. You've got 3 things that are going to be due this week by next Friday, May 8th. So we're going to have a discussion, your time log and journal, and then the fact sheet quiz based off of the fact sheets that you guys submitted a couple weeks ago. So first is going to be the lecture materials. So there's stuff over gender. And so the idea of boys and girls is gender binary. Um, when you look at DNA and an XX and an XY, but then we look at hormone washes of a blend of testosterone and estrogen and progesterone, androgen, like all of that um, is part of it. Um, are boys wired different than girls? What are the physical differences? Um, those different types of things. And so, along with that, are gender stereotypes. Um, so, that's a video for that. And then here's gender specific strategies. So, if you, the whole thing is it's another tool in the tool belt. And so, we can have a discussion if you want about does gender matter? Do boys learn differently than girls? And that's going to be part of the debate that we have this week. Are there differences? Is this another thing that you could try? You know, when you go back and reflect on what's going on in your classroom, what do students not seem to be working? And the whole thing is when we go back and looking at testing, boys aren't testing as well as girls. Less boys are graduating than girls, going on and getting more degrees than girls. Why is that? The next part of this has to do with sexual orientation and gender identity. So gender is part of it, but then the other part is when you look at someone in another layer, who they are is their sexual orientation, and of course if they identify as male or female. So there are some articles here. This is, I think this video is also in your time log for you to watch. This one, even though it's for higher education, I like because each person defines who they are. And then, of course, pronouns that go along with it, and the idea that even the English language is shifting. So no longer, when I was growing up and when I was in college, if you said he or she, like if you said, he, then you had to have one. I mean, singular, things kind of like that. But now you can talk about, a child and then say they, so all of that's changing. What we're going to do is have a debate this week. And so the question is should we educate children based on their gender? Should we have all boy and all girl schools, or an all boy class and an all girl class? And how does sexual orientation play into your argument? So you need to decide, and I will reword that sentence. You need to decide, do you think same-sex schooling where we have an all-boys school or an all-girls school is a good way to teach, an effective way to teach? If not a whole school, would it be okay just to have like an all math class of girls and an all English class of boys? Those different types of things. So I want you to find 2 scholarly sources and use them in your arguments. You're going to also add the citations for it as well. So your initial argument's due by May 6th, and then you're going to respond to 2 others from the other side by May 8th. And you're welcome to make comments on those who agree with you as well. But if you are for same-sex schooling, then you're going to reply to 2 people who aren't. And you're going to ask them questions about it. You're going to ask them about their research, those different types of things. And then hopefully we'll get a good discussion going about what's really out there and who benefits the most from it. So then you have your gender identity and sexual orientation journal. And this is going to be a little different because we're getting to the topics that there's not a lot of videos about it. Like I could find hours and hours, I think 8 hours of special education video But when it comes to gender, it's one of those topics that we don't talk about a whole lot. People aren't making a lot of instructional videos. They aren't showing classrooms where you're really going to be focused on paying attention to gender. So right now you have an hour's worth of material. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come down to here. And you're going to pick 1 hour of video that you want to watch. So the t-test, for example, if this will pull up, if not, I'll highlight it. This is actually videos of teachers teaching. Hold on. And you'll come over here to calibration videos. Okay. And what I would do is I would look at these, and over here they'll tell you that this person needs improvement needed, developing. This person, it isn't a very good video to watch. That person's not doing something really well. So go along until you find, here's avid. Here's accomplished, proficient. This is a video I would watch. And when I'm watching the video, the thing I want you to look for is put on your lenses of gender, gender identity, and sexual orientation. And what do you see? And then what you'll do is you'll go into your time log and you will add them here. So you'll add me the title, the video link, and the time, and you'll just add rows. Okay, I have gone in and made sure. I found out last night I didn't have it set. It is set for a file upload. Then the last thing you're going to do is take your fact sheet quiz. And so, first of all, you had to have submitted quiz questions. And then the quiz questions had to be something that was multiple choice, true, false, or matching in order for this thing to self-grade. And those were the questions that I took. From there, as you can see, there's 28 questions worth 80 points. This will take you to a link to their actual fact sheets and their videos. You get 1 attempt in this as well. So that's going to be due by May 8th as well. And then we will go into our last topic of socioeconomic status. So I look forward to seeing you guys on the debate that we'll be having.